A powerful, stalling cold front pushed across Texas on Tuesday, spawning severe supercell thunderstorms that dropped up to 2 inches of rain an hour. Severe weather forced strict FAA ground stops at Dallas-Fort Worth and Dallas-Love Field. Incoming flights were halted at their origin airports, trapping aircraft and crews on the ground in Texas. This creates what is known as network debt. Even after the skies clear over Dallas, the planes and pilots needed for routes across the country are physically stuck in the wrong cities, creating a multi-day backlog. This chart tracks daily national flight disruptions. Following a steady baseline, the Texas ground stops ripple outward, sending the total rocketing upward to 6,862 disruptions by May 19th. This massive backlog hits just 4 days before Memorial Day weekend. Because holiday flights are already booked to near full capacity, there are very few empty seats left to absorb the overflow. Relying on an airline's automated rebooking system in a zero-capacity environment means you could be waiting days for a flight. If your flight is canceled while you are already at the terminal, you have an immediate decision to make. We map out a decision tree to evaluate your options. Joining the physical customer service line carries high overnight risk. If 150 people from your canceled flight queue for 3 available seats, almost everyone will sleep in a hotel or the terminal. Instead, you need to use a multi-channel approach. While walking to the physical line, dial the airline's customer service number and simultaneously check the rebooking options on their mobile app. Take whichever channel confirms a seat first. If the airline cannot accommodate you quickly, Department of Transportation regulations require them to give you a full cash refund to your original payment method for any canceled flight. Taking the refund means you forfeit your place in the airline's recovery queue. In exchange, you get your money back to immediately purchase a walk-up fare on a competing airline. Your choice comes down to waiting at the mercy of the airline's multi-day backlog or spending your own money to buy a fast exit on another carrier. The situation requires a different strategy if you are flying through Dallas-Love Field. This diagram shows how legacy carriers can rebook you on competitor airlines if they cancel your flight. Southwest Airlines operates differently. Because they have no interline agreements with other carriers, that transfer pathway is blocked. If your Southwest flight is canceled, the airline can only rebook you on another Southwest plane. You will have to wait for those specific seats to open up. There is also a secondary bottleneck affecting regional feeder carriers like SkyWest, which operate smaller flights on behalf of major airlines. Regional flight crews operate under strict federal duty hour limits. If a ground stop keeps an aircraft idling on the tarmac for hours, the pilots and flight attendants frequently hit their legal working limit and time out. That means a flight can remain canceled long after the severe weather clears, simply because the crew is legally prohibited from flying the plane. Now, let's look at options for passengers scheduled to fly the U.S. network in the next 3 days. Airlines often issue predictive weather waivers, like American did ahead of this storm, allowing you to change your routing fee-free, bypassing affected hubs entirely before the cascade hits. Using this waiver means you will likely have to accept a less convenient schedule. You might trade a direct flight for an early morning departure, or take a much longer layover in a city that isn't dealing with thunderstorms. The alternative is keeping your current itinerary and attempting to make a standard 45-minute connection through Dallas-Fort Worth or Love Field. During a network recovery, incoming flights are routinely held up by 20 to 30 minutes. Those rolling delays instantly consume normal connection buffers, meaning a short layover almost guarantees a missed connection. In a pre-holiday capacity crisis, preserving your forward momentum matters more than preserving your original schedule. A longer, proactive reroute is much safer than a short, high-risk connection. When severe weather causes disruptions, airlines are not legally required to provide compensation for hotels or meals. You must prepare a proactive defense. Check your airline's waiver status, expand your connection windows to at least 90 minutes, download the carrier's mobile app, and identify alternate airports in case you need to reroute. If you are scheduled to fly this week, shift to early morning departures. Network delays compound throughout the afternoon as aircraft back up across the country. If you are stuck at the airport and need to keep costs down, do not leave the terminal without securing your rebooked seat via the app or phone. Prepare to wait, as it will take time for the airline to process the backlog. If your priority is getting to your destination immediately, invoke your right to a DOT refund and purchase an available walk-up fare on a competitor. You trade money for time. You can also search for departures out of secondary regional airports, like San Antonio or Austin, to physically bypass the gridlocked hubs in Dallas. Surviving the Memorial Day aviation cascade requires you to abandon passive reliance on the airline. Assess your constraints, choose your route, and execute your own recovery plan.